Never in my life have I been more excited not to review a Minecraft movie, because essentially I was like, earlier this week, I'm like, am I really about to put myself through this just for the sake of my YouTube channel? No interest in the movie. I was like, real, I'm about to do this, aren't I? And then I'm like, you know what? Let's scroll on Netflix. Let's see what's popular. And I'm like, Draft Day. Okay, this is a movie I actually love. This is a movie I can actually talk about. And now that it's number 7 on the charts, I'm like, well, okay, there's a relevancy / people are watching this movie that I can actually talk about it and kind of make it make sense for this channel. So yes, is this an excuse to not talk about a Minecraft movie? Yes. Is this also an excuse to talk about a movie that I love? Unironically, and in some ways ironically, yes, it is. And this is a mode of operation that I just like seeing Kevin Costner in. I like him in the world of sports, whether that's sports like in Bull Durham or Field of Dreams, whether that's Tin Cup, whether it's this movie, even like McFarland USA. Like, I like the character of Kevin Costner's in the world of sports. Like, I just think he, as an actor, works very well as this everyday sports guy. And essentially, this movie, he plays Sonny Weaver Jr. He is the Cleveland Browns general manager. It is the days that lead up to the NFL draft, and he is deciding what to do for the future of the Cleveland Browns now that he has a high draft pick. And essentially, it's a bad Aaron Sorkin movie. That's essentially what it is. It's the workplace drama and everything. It is this thing where all events come down to these like 48 to 72 hours before the draft. And it's like all storylines, all of everything going on in his life, like they intersect at this moment. And like, I like this type of movie. Like, I have no apologies for it. And I think what I really like about Draft Day, which, let me just kind of get it out of the way. Is Draft Day a great movie? No. Is Draft Day a good movie? I don't know. Is Draft Day a movie that I have a ton of fun watching? Like, yeah, it is. It is. I love Draft Day. I think what I respond to, one is just being a general sports fan. Like, does this movie really understand the draft? I don't think it does, but I think this movie has like a heart to it and a cheesiness to it. And also just like, it's fun being in this world with this style, with this pace that it is going for, with characters monologuing as it feels like their world is like collapsing in on them. Is this how I would want my GM? Is this how I want Monty McNair for the Sacramento Kings to operate? Honestly, maybe he'd do a better job than the Kings are doing right now, but like, I like Costner in this mode. Like, I think he plays well off everyone. He has wonderful chemistry with Jennifer Garner. I think he's really funny off Denis Leary, like Frank Langella, who's in this movie. Like, they all work very well in this movie opposite Kevin Costner. And I think the magic of this movie, if I had to actually give this movie magic, it's the seriousness in which they're saying like really like absurd, like almost like fantasy football level trades is how it feels like. So essentially the dilemma is he gets the number 7 pick in this year's draft. He realizes his tenure is like very tumultuous. Like, he realizes he could get fired. Like, the fans are pretty out on him. And he like knows he needs to nail this for himself, for his legacy, for his father's legacy, for a team that he loves. It's so funny to me that it's the Cleveland Browns of all teams. But so anyway, this character, Sonny Weaver, he's going through it, and he just like decides, he's like, you know what? Really, it kind of seems like without consulting anyone, he just trades for the number 1 pick, which is going to be this quarterback, Bo Callahan. And like, you know, like everyone's caught off surprise, and then they're like, oh my gosh, like we got the number 1 pick. What do you have to give up? And then he's like, our first round pick this year, and our first round pick next year, and the year after that, like 3 first round for the number 1 pick. And like everyone's like kind of like starts to sink, and it's like, okay, well, he got this generational talent in Callahan. And then he just starts having doubts on it. Like, that's the whole premise of this movie, is he's just like, I made this crazy trade to get the number 1 draft pick, and now I'm having doubts on the number 1 draft pick. What am I going to do? And there's these other characters kind of like coming in and out of the lineup. You have other guys like competing for interest. You have Chadwick Boseman, the late great Chadwick Boseman. He's a Vontae Mack, a top draft prospect. You have Terry Crews. He plays a character with the last name Jennings. He is a famous Browns player in this world, and his son is eligible for the draft. So he's also like pushing for his son. He wants his son to be drafted by the team that drafted and that he played for, that he made his career for. So you're having all these like different level of interest going on, and like this character in Kevin Costner has to figure it out. the fun of this movie is the dynamics between all of the characters. Like, yes, in this movie, we do indeed have Kevin Costner in a romantic relationship with Jennifer Garner. We learn very early that I believe, am I correct on this? I forgot to take my notes. She is the team's salary capped analyst, and they're also having like this secret relationship at work. And, you know, Sonny's father has recently died, and Sonny learns he is about to be a father with this woman. And again, it all kind of just comes crashing down. I like these two. I like their chemistry in this movie. I think they're pretty wonderful together. And again, like a very absurd, very silly way. Again, this is just kind of comfort trash for me. Like, that's how I find watching Draft Day is I'm like, oh, this movie's like not very good, but I have a lot of like great memories watching that. And it's just due to, I think, the level of talent they get in actors to just play the supporting roles. Frank Langella plays the owner of the Cleveland Browns. His whole role in the movie is to just come in and just start yelling at Sonny and like kind of just like waving his power around. Like, it's a very like loud performance from Langella. I like him in it. Denis Leary is just, I think, so funny in Draft Day. Like, he's just coming in. He plays the coach of the Cleveland Browns, and he won a Super Bowl as the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And like constantly throughout the movie, he's like flashing and he's like, you see this? You remember what this means? Like all that. Like, he's really waving his power around. He very clearly doesn't like the Costner character. Like, it's all these like feuding, like big men like in these rooms just kind of arguing with one another. Like I said, it's such an absurd like thing, and the way that they talk about the seriousness of it, and also just like the lack of understanding of football. Like, there's so many moments in this, and it's like kind of the best moments in this, but when we get to the draft, which is like the point of this movie, the final act of this movie is the act of the draft. And essentially, no one knows what they're going to do. No one has any faith in Sonny. Sonny doesn't seem to know what he's going to do. At one time, he literally says, like, God help us. Like, there is this whole, like, dilemma of what is he going to do. Everyone's kind of watching. Everyone's kind of panicking. And they're all just holding their breath watching this guy, Sonny Weaver, do it. And, like, the way that he manipulates, the way that he plays his hands, like, all of it, it's just so, like, it would never happen. It doesn't happen in sports unless you're Vlade Divac and you're drafting Marvin Bagley over Luka Doncic for the number 2 pick. But essentially, it's like all this stuff just kind of coming in, and they're all just like fighting. And then like this final like 30 minutes, Kevin Costner gets like a true hero moment, I guess is what you could call it. And it's such an absurd hero moment, but again, I find it like really delightful when this stuff all happens. And of course, you get the commissioner in this movie. You have Roger Goodall in this movie as a small part. You get other guys in here throughout it. I genuinely do think Chadwick Boseman is good in this movie. Like, as much of a weird movie as this is, and one that I just, again, have such an affinity for, I actually think Chadwick Boseman is elevating this material. I think he's really good. And again, this is a script written by Scott Rothman, directed by Ivan Reitman. Like, this movie is like very inherently silly. I don't know if these guys have ever watched sports. That is my opinion watching this movie. The interaction some of these characters have with one another is just insane. Like, there's a scene with Kevin Costner, and I believe it is the GM. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. I think it's the Seattle Seahawks is the other team. And at one point, Kevin Costner calls him, because they're like out at breakfast together, and the Seahawks manager is like eating pancakes. And later on in the third act, there's a scene where they're on the phone together. They're trying to work out a trade. And Kevin Costner says like something along the lines, and the insult is, you pancake eating motherfucker. Like, that's what we're talking about with this movie. Like, it's so like, wait, what did he just say? And there's like 40 lines of that in this movie where it's just like, there's ideas in this movie like that are just like, what's happening? Like, how do they think like interactions happening? Like, nobody talks the way that they do in this movie. And like, it's just kind of throughout, like, there's a whole point. Like, one of my favorite like moments of this movie is where like he's Costner's character is trying to fleece one of the general managers for another team. and he's just like trying to figure out what he wants. And they're like, get the kicker. I think his name is Butney, get Butney. And I think that's what Denis Leary's character is yelling at him. And he says, I want Butney just because I goddamn feel like it. Like something like that. Like that is what this movie does so well, where it's just like, I'm like, yeah. It's kind of like primal reaction that I have with it. Mixed with the fact that, again, this, like, it's not very good. Like, I understand that. This is Griffin Newman from the Blank Check podcast. He is in this movie as I think the intern for the Cleveland Browns opposite Kevin Costner throughout. And Costner, like, kind of, like, accidentally bullies him and just, like, is kind of mean to him at times. Like, again, this is just a movie for everybody. Is Draft Day good? That's the question of it. No, I'm going to say it's probably not very good. Do I get an excitement watching it? Yes. Do I get an excitement talking to people about this movie? Like, yes. Like, it is for me, and that's what we want to get to. It's a guilty pleasure, and there's nothing wrong with guilty pleasures, and I think Kevin Costner in a sports movie is the ultimate guilty pleasure, and that's why I wanted to talk about this, and also because who wants me to talk about Minecraft? Nobody wants that. There is nothing to talk about Minecraft. That trailer looks awful. Sorry, it's so awful it actually made me sick. Like, nobody wants to deal with it, so I didn't want to deal with it. I decided, since I'm about to go on vacation, I don't want to waste my few hours before I have to go on vacation seeing a Minecraft movie. So while packing, I reloaded Draft Day. I rewatched it, a movie I've seen countless times, just to be clear. Like, I know for a fact I saw this movie on a plane, like, not even a year ago. Like, that's how I have a feeling for this movie. I just enjoy this movie. I think it's a good movie. I'm not going to say that. I don't think it's a good movie, but I think it's a movie that a lot of people will enjoy. And I think it's the ultimate definition of guilty pleasure. This is guilty pleasure for guys who, like, their girlfriend wants to watch a rom-com. Like, this is the entry level for them. Like, they get, like, the stuff that they enjoy. It's very funny. It's so silly in how it's portrayed, and yet I enjoy this movie. So Draft Day, recommendation. I'm not even really going to waste my time with a star rating, because it's like, I'm not going to give this movie 5 stars, even though I kind of want to give this movie 5 stars. I just like this movie. I would recommend you guys seeing it. So check out Draft Day, now streaming on Netflix. And I'll be back for more normal reviews starting Sunday. I think that would be the 13th or whatever. I'm going to be going to see Alex Garland's Warfare. You can check out the channel. You know, this is not the type of review that I do. This is a very fast, this is a very loose. This is me kind of just like bleh onto the video. Like, I don't really do that. I usually try to be a little bit more focused, but again, I'm not going to take going to see Minecraft movie and then like writing down notes for it and like trying to like come up with a thesis for my review, like all that. That didn't sound like fun before my vacation. So Draft Day sounded like fun, and I had fun. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you subscribe for more.